Buick revealed the Super Series in 1955 and began full production on its Riviera models at the same year. The Super models were available with 3 body configurations: 4-door sedan, 2-door Riviera hardtop and 2-door convertible. The Super Riviera sedan was introduced later in 1956 and featured an 122-inch wheelbase and a 2.6-liter V8 engine delivering a massive 255 horsepower. This model featured some slight exterior and interior restyling during its 3 years of production until it was finally discontinued in 1959. This model was one of the most successful in the series as its base model price began from just under $3,500. Buick announced only 2 body styles for the 1958 model year, the 2- and 4-door Riviera hardtop. The Super Riviera Coupe lasted only 1 year in the production series despite offering its customers a bunch of standard features such as power steering, power brakes, safety cushion instrument panel, Dynaflow gearbox, carpeted floors and courtesy lights. It shared its chassis with the Super Riviera sedan while being fitted with the same 255 HP 2.6L V8 engine. Starting 1959, the Super Series were renamed and received severe restyling.
Buick, another plus.
The first generation of the Buick Riviera Coupe was launched in 1962 as a direct competitor for the Ford Thunderbird, which was already at its second generation. The personal luxury car was a new concept, and the Ford Thunderbird was ahead of the game. General Motors didn't have anything to compete against it. A concept car, named Cadillac LaSalle, was shown but it didn't get the necessary attention. In 1960, the project was opened for other General Motors brands and Bill Mitchell, the General Motors styling chief, was struck by the sight of a custom-built Rolls-Royce, as he declared later on. The final touches were drawn by the stylist Ned Nichols. A long body with concealed headlights behind the grille, a Coca-Cola bottleneck, quarter panels, and a huge chrome grille were the main ingredients of the 1963 Buick Riviera Coupe. To keep the costs low, it used an existing Buick platform, but shorter and narrower. Even if it was shortened, it was still longer than the Thunderbird. Inside, there was a luxurious vehicle that featured a 3-speed automatic transmission, air conditioning, and bucket seats front and rear. The leather and wood interior confirmed the status of a personal luxury car, meaning that the vehicle was meant to be driven by the owner, but still enjoy the comfort. As a last detail, Mitchell placed a hook on the front right side of the dashboard. It was there for ladies to hang their purse. Under the hood, there were 2 engine options, a 6.6 and a 7.0-liter V8 with plenty of torque and enough power to sprint the car to 60 miles per hour in under 10 seconds, which was a very fast time for the era. The 7th generation of the Buick Riviera Coupe started its journey in 1986 and featured advanced amenities and smaller engines for better fuel efficiency. The Riviera Coupe started its career in 1963 and it was a luxurious, potent car. It was a true grand touring vehicle, with up to 7-liter engines and over 5 meter long. After the oil crisis, its dimensions started to shrink. The downsize affected also the engines and, in 1986, no V8 engines were available anymore. Buick hoped that what it will be lost from the drivetrain will be gained from the technology inside. But the 4.7-meter, 187.8 inches long car was not a GT anymore. The design was in time with the era it was launched, but while all the other predecessors had enough rear room for passengers, the 7th generation had only the rear seats and almost no legroom. Due to the transverse front engine layout, the front overhang was big. Inside, the Buick Riviera featured a high-tech dashboard, with CRT display on the center console and touchscreen. And that was in 1986. The instrument cluster featured a digital display as well. It wasn't enough to convince buyers. The small V6-only engine was upgraded up to 170 horsepower in the last years of production, but that was shy when compared with its predecessors. Moreover, the base engine from 1986 offered a mere 140 horsepower from the 3.8-liter unit. The sales were slow, and in December 1992, the seventh generation of the Riviera was axed. Buick launched the Riatta in 1988, designing it as a luxurious two-seat sports coupe for the North American market. Being Buick's first two-seat model in almost half a decade, the Riatta shared its chassis with the Cadillac Eldorado, only shorter, and interior styling with the Riviera. This car was initially offered in a hardtop coupe variant and featured unique body style as compared to previous Buick models. A roadster version was also optional starting 1990 model year, but sales were rather disappointing during its 2 years of production. Some of the car's high points were the ECC Electronic Control Center system, electronically controlled transmission, and standard ABS in models last year of production. Due to poor sales on both coupe and roadster versions, a little over 21,000 units, Buick had to discontinue this model in 1991. The Riatta was produced with the latest technology available at that time, and that meant the General Motors Lane 3.8-liter V6, an engine with 165 horsepower and 210 pounds of torque. It was one of the first engines with a counter-rotating balance shaft and port fuel injection, which rocketed the car to 100 km/h in 9 seconds. The car had a 4-wheel independent suspension, and the brakes were very efficient due to the 4-wheel discs and ABS. Thanks for attention. Click the like and subscribe to our channel.